Okay guys, so this next video is just about the differences between a ray and a wavefront, and they actually have asked this sometimes as a written word question in the exams. So a ray diagram, or a ray, is just when we draw the simple lines with the arrows on, and that just shows the direction, okay, of the energy that's being transferred. Okay, so it's showing the direction of the energy being transferred. Whereas a wavefront, okay, is actually when we draw a series of lines. So for example, we would have them like this, and they would be equally spaced normally for if we're using like a coherent light source. And what that's showing is it's showing the area where all the wave is in phase. So it might, for example, be like the peaks of the wave traveling along. Okay, so the wavefronts show the parts of the wave that are in phase. Okay, so a wavefront shows the areas of the wave that's the parts of the wave that are in phase. The ray shows the direction of energy. The other thing to notice is that the wavefront is also perpendicular, okay, to the ray. Okay, so that's usually, it's like a 3 marker. So you get like a mark for saying the ray, a mark for saying the wavefront, and then also your third mark comes from saying that wavefronts, I'm just going to say wave F right there, is perpendicular to the ray. All right, so again, if we was doing like a reflection diagram, okay, our simple ray diagrams are usually the ones that we do like this. Okay, with our angle of incidence and our angle of reflection. If I was to draw the ray diagram, the wavefront diagram for this, I want to make sure that it's at 90 degrees. And I'm just going to draw my series of wavefronts coming all the way in. So I'm just using my ruler to measure this. And again, as we get down, we're going to start seeing that it's hitting the mirror. Now at this point, we also then know that it's going to then start reflecting back from the surface at these points as well. So again, we're then going to have these waves reflecting back like so, okay? Again, I'm trying to do this quite kind of quickly, but we get those going up. I'm not going to continue it all the way. If I was looking then at refraction, so the bending of light as it goes into the medium, remember we've got 2 different types. So we can have sorry, my ruler's just not quite going in there. We can have it bending towards the normal as it enters a more dense medium, okay, or we can have it entering a less dense medium and it bending away from the normal. So again, if I was doing my ray diagrams, I would use it like this. With the wavefronts, again, you want to just have your wavefronts being shown perpendicular to where your ray would be, and again, having those, dropping them down, having them equally spaced as we go in. Now in this case, they're going to bend, and they're going to bend away from the normal. So I'm going to just start drawing my lines down from where they're meeting, and essentially what you will find here is these waves are much thicker. Okay, these wavefronts, sorry, I should be saying not waves. All right, because the wavelength has increased as it enters that less dense media in this case. Now again, for doing the simple one over back here, if I was doing my entering a more dense medium, so it's going to slow down. Okay, if it slows down, we would expect those wavelengths to also get smaller and then end up being closer together. So again, if I just continued those lines, we would see it bending, and it now bends inwards towards, okay, that normal line. So again, I'm going to show my wavefronts being closer together because they've got a smaller wavelength. They've slowed down, they've got closer together. So I would be drawing them like this. I'm not very neat with mine. Please do them in pencil if you're having to draw these in the exam. But like this is kind of how we'd expect them to look. So that's the difference between a ray and a wavefront.